Hi there! You might remember visiting this channel a few years back when I reviewed the Natural Gate module by Rabid. I'm now very proud to be able to present their new instrument, the Portal Drum. So Portal Drum is a complete analog drum synthesizer. It's designed to get you creating great drum sounds that sit right in almost any context. It's an incredibly versatile drum module. It excels at kicks, of course, but also it can do toms, claves, plucks, and even musical bass sounds. This drum synth has an impressive amount of controls, so let's go through them one by one. So let's look at the knobs first. So on the top section here, we have all the controls related to pitch and the pitch envelope. So as you can see, many of the knobs on the Portal Drum are dual concentric knobs. So they will offer two related functions. For example, here we have the coarse pitch and the fine control. On the right here, we have all the controls that relate to the pitch envelope. So we have the amount of pitch envelope and the decay time. And in the middle here, you will notice a switch. This lets you choose between two different flavors of decay envelope. So the one on the right that we've been using so far is a type of decay that you would find on classic drum machines. And the one on the left is a special Rabid made decay envelope, the same one that you can find on the Natural Gate module. So in the middle here, we have our controls for the drive circuit. So we have an overall drive amount. So from nothing. And you will notice that past 12 o'clock it starts distorting. And if we go back to 12 o'clock, we can now hear the decay envelope. And again, we can choose between two different types of envelopes. So this one is named Pillow. So it's going to be a softer sound that also doesn't drive as much. And a punch envelope that will usually let in a little bit more air, so a little bit of a longer hold stage in the envelope. Back to Pillow. So the difference is very subtle, but you can definitely hear it in the right context. And on the left here, we have what gave Portal Drum its name. So this is a switch that lets you choose between two different types of drive circuit. So the one on the top that we've been using so far is called Portal. So this is actually a wavefolder, a special type of wavefolder created by the folks at Rabid. And so you can hear it as you push the drive circuit. Starts folding very nicely. And the other position is going to be a standard classic type of saturation. Very nice warm sound. And at the bottom here, we find a set of controls that is used to really refine the sound of the drum. So this is where you can add some transients. So this is the amount on the outside, and the inside knob is going to be the tone. Very nice clicky sound. In the middle here, you have a high pass filter. So this is a very quick way to get out of the kick drum territory. So if you increase the pitch, and now put some high pass on it, you can quickly get all types of percussion sounds that are in the higher frequency domain. And on the right here is an equalizer. So this consists in one low pass filter and one high pass filter, pretty much overlapping, and so you can control their span and their position. So you have a position control here and a span control on the inside here. So very useful to quickly filter out the frequencies you don't want. There's one knob that we forgot to mention here, and it's called Meow. And what Meow does basically is that it displaces the moment where the drum has the most harmonic content to a later stage in the envelope. So instead of getting, for example, the entire drive saturation sound right from the attack, such as this, you can actually move it forward a little bit. As you can hear, there is now the same amount of pitch envelope and drive envelope, but the sound of the saturation comes later. So this is quite useful when you want to have a punchy kick, but you don't want it to take all the space in the mix at the same moment. That way it can actually express itself through time a little bit more harmoniously. So there are 6 more knobs that we haven't talked about here. These are all attenuators, and they have 2 very special things about them. The first is that, as you can see, they are big knobs that are easy to handle. This is a move from the standard small potentiometer that you would find on most Eurorack modules, like this one. So this is really a message from the manufacturer that you're supposed to be playing these knobs. They're not just here to be set and forgotten. You really want to play them, and you can do so because they're big and they have space around them, which is really useful. The second thing that is special about this knob is the presence of this switch here. So this switch lets you choose between different types of ranges for the knob. So basically you go in the middle position, you have an attenuator, so it will attenuate a signal from 100% to 0%. On the right position, it will be an inverter, so it will go to minus 100% to 0%. And on the left position, it's a bipolar attenuator, so attenuverter, if you will. So this goes from 100% to 0% in the middle to minus 100%. So this way you get the most amount of range that's physically possible. If you only want positive signals, you will set it to the middle position and you get an attenuator with a huge range. If you want to invert the signal first, you click to the right. And if you want to have a full standard attenuverter, you set it to the left position, and now you go from 100% to minus 100%. Let's talk about our patch points. So on the left here we have our standard hit input that takes an incoming gate. On the right we have our mono output. And we have a CV control for the EQ span, the drive amount, the amp decay, and the tune. So this is a pitch control. It takes an incoming 1 volt per octave signal. But what's amazing about these inputs is that they all have their own sample and hold circuit. So this means that whenever you trigger the module, whatever voltage is being sent into these inputs will be frozen. So a simple example, if we patch in a LFO to the pitch input, so without sample and hold, it will just modulate it. And if I enable the sample and hold, much more musical. This feature saves so much space in a Eurorack system, and it makes the workflow so much smoother. If you want to sample and hold, you just flip a switch instead of fumbling with cables and even sometimes having to buy a new module. I mean, you're effectively getting 6 sample and hold modules integrated into the Portal drum here. But you may still be wondering why there are so few patch points when there are so many controls on this module. This is because Portal drum introduces a new type of modulation input called Dynacontrol. Dynacontrol is a brand new way to think about velocity. So let's think about the way an acoustic drum works when you play it. What happens as you hit harder? The volume is not the only thing that changes. It also takes longer to decay, it has a different harmonic content, and maybe a sharper transient. So if we relate this to the commonly used velocity control in electronic music, most often the only parameter that gets affected by velocity is the volume. Which, I mean, it gets the job done, but once you hear what Dynacontrol can do, you won't think about velocity in the same way. So here I'm using an iPad with the patterning app. So this is because I can really easily control the velocity of every step like this. So if I just do a simple 4 on the floor kick drum beat, so this is very static. So Dynacontrol is going to be the velocity, and the attenuverters are going to control how much of whatever signal is being sent into the inputs. So if I put a little bit of value on each of these, and now play with the velocity on patterning, a bit more pitch envelope or amp envelope. As you can see, every single parameter has a very drastic effect on the overall sound, and just changing a little bit of one attenuator makes huge changes in the overall sound. Wow, I can just get lost in it so easily. It's impressive how much musical content can come from just this one module. Okay, I think that covers just about everything. So let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to chat more about this module. All the links are in the description if you want to learn more about Portal Drum, or if you want to look at the previous module reviews I've done. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Cheers!